The audience member selects and tears a card to pieces. Now I'm just going to keep one of those pieces to the side, and they could have torn this themselves. I'm going to take the rest of the pieces and place it inside an empty envelope. And watch, with just a little bit of a magic snap, somehow all those pieces end up actually vanishing completely from the envelope. Only question is, where is the card now? It's actually reconstructed itself and appeared under the mat, and the piece matches. Welcome to the video. If you like magic content like this, I post 2 videos a week, so be sure to subscribe to learn more magic. I hope you enjoy learning this trick. Let's get into it. This trick uses a force, so the first thing you're going to need is 2 cards of the same kind. You can just do that by getting one from an extra deck of cards. You're then going to tear a piece from one of those 2 cards. Plant this card wherever you want it to appear ahead of time. This can be inside your wallet, in your back pocket, or you can go the extra mile and try to plant it on someone or in a unique location. This will be held in your pocket, and this will be on top of the deck. Now you could borrow the deck as long as it's the same type of deck, and regardless of which deck it's from, you can be doing other tricks. The only thing you need to do to get into this trick is just maybe have them shuffle it, and then you can show that the cards are shuffled. When you see your force card, just casually retain a break below that card. That's where you hold your pinky in the gap between that card and the rest of the cards, cut it down, and now you have that card back on top. If you're familiar with card forcing, use whichever one you want, but here's a cool one that actually applies to the way the trick works. You're going to use this special envelope. This is a double envelope or switching envelope from the original Tarbell course back in the 1920s. I teach exactly how to construct this envelope on the channel, so be sure to check out that video if you need to know how to construct that. But in short, it has a secret compartment that goes back and forth. You're going to reference that you're going to take the card that they choose and place it in this envelope, so we're going to actually use this envelope to find the card. And as you reference and explain that, just hold your pinky below one card. You can do that by pulling your thumb across or pushing across just as it's at your side so no one's looking at the deck. As you're explaining the procedure that's about to happen, you can come over and grip that card and just make sure it doesn't peek out the sides, and now you have it here. What's great now is you can have the audience cut to any location in the deck, and wherever they cut, you can say, okay, I'm just going to place the envelope there to mark it and show that they could have cut to any other card. One more, one less, it would have been a different card, and then you can show their card. So that's one way to actually use the props involved in the trick to force it. Now you can move to the next part, which is allowing them to tear the card to pieces. But if you're worried that you're not going to get pieces that look close enough to this, then you can just do it yourself. So you tear the card, and you can do it kind of something like this, where you get 4 or more pieces. After you've torn it, you're going to invite them to mix it up in their hands a little bit. And when they mix it up in their hands, you can go to your pocket and retrieve the extra piece. Ask them to hold their hand out, and you're just going to add and sort of pretend to take this from the pile. So you can add it to the pile and then bring it to your hand and then take it out, or you can do a pretty quick dump and grab just by coming over. This is finger palm. You're kind of curling it in your 2 fingers here. You have it in finger palm, and you just go to pick up the pieces, and then you kind of drop the rest and pick up the fake piece for later. And you don't have to super explain what this is being used for. You can just say for later. I think people will kind of understand that you're using it as a mark of authenticity, right? That's the whole point of this, to prove that this is the card later. Another way magicians mark authenticity is through signing, but this is an actual duplicate card trick. So this is a clever way to get around that. They can't sign this card. It's a duplicate card trick, but this kind of makes it seem like it isn't one. You're gonna take the pieces and place them on either side of the envelope. I have the flap kind of pointed up this time around. And again, if you want more intricacies on how to handle the envelope, be sure to check out the switch envelope video. But you place them in, you're going to close the envelope up, snap, do whatever you need to do, and then you just need to make sure you're opening on the empty side. So we have the open side here, and then we're going to open on the empty side. Wanted to give a huge shout out to my channel supporters. Thank you so much to my channel members. You guys are awesome. On this channel, I go back to the classics, those classic staples of magic. They're out there in the public domain, in the classic works, these really cool magic secrets just waiting to be discovered and learned. And so what I do on this channel is I try to provide some of those to you in a more accessible way through video format, along with some of my own tips and advice. So you can always count on about 2 free tutorials per week from this channel. If you want to support me being able to continue to do that, you can support this channel as a member at the supporter tier or the insider tier. Supporters get exclusive badges and insiders get access to videos early. Also this month, I have a bonus magic theory video for all members of the channel. And since we're going through more Tarbell tricks, insider members, you have a bonus video on the membership now where I teach you how to make a card appear inside an orange, also from that original 1926 Tarbell course. So thank you for your support and check that out if you'd like, but for now, let's get back to the video. Now, with this envelope being what it is, it might actually be more helpful to maybe have this transform into another selected card. That does complicate the effect. You need more duplicates or whatever. You could also have it transform into something random, like maybe little paper confetti, paper money, something like that. For a gag, you could even have a business card in here that says I owe you. I think transforming it into something else instead of a true Vanish will help to hide some of the weaknesses of this prop. Now, I like this prop, I think it's cool, but I think it's better as a transformer and not a complete Vanisher. If you go for a complete Vanish, I would recommend showing it's empty and then quickly moving on to where it has reappeared. But regardless, you now have this piece ready to go so that when you make the card appear elsewhere, you can now prove it to be authentic. I've given you this in a very bare bones way intentionally. This is the key principle that I would encourage you to think about. This is very, very powerful. So even if you use a different vanishing method, think about this. This is huge, right? In fact, the way Tarbell taught this in the original Tarbell course was with a different Vanisher. He had a handkerchief that sort of had fake corners in it that made it seem like it was disappearing. I am just using a different one of his props in this tutorial. So I'd really encourage you to think about this. If you want a cool place to make this appear, I taught how to make a card appear in an orange, also from the original Tarbell course, in my insider exclusive video this month. So my insider tier members, that is a bonus video there for you. So consider checking that out if you're interested. Let me know what you think of this authenticator idea in the comments below. If you enjoyed that video, help me out by liking and subscribing. Check out the other video that YouTube is going to recommend to you on the end screen here. But until next time, keep enjoying your magic, stay a hobbyist at heart, and I'll see you guys in the next video.